Hello again, everybody. It's Brian Allee-Walsh from NewOrleans.com. I'll be flying solo today. My sidekick Les East is not with me. It's probably about 6 hours before kickoff in Nashville, Tennessee, and some of the questions around the game are of light nature, really. The biggest one, I think, is one, obviously Sean Payton wants to bring a team out of this game relatively healthy. Healthy for sure, relatively healthy. They do have some walking wounded. 6 players remain behind to nurse and rehab. They are cornerback Tracy Porter, the 2 guys on PUP, Darren Sharper and Clint Ingram, safety Pearson Prelo, right tackle Zach Streif, and middle linebacker Jonathan Vilma. They remain behind in New Orleans to work on getting better for the season opener next Thursday at the Dome, the unveiling of the World Championship banner against the Minnesota Vikings. Tonight's game is probably going to be a do or die for a lot of players. At least, I say a lot, 7 to 10 players probably are in a position of making this team, and their outcome, their results tonight will go a long way in determining their fate. The one thing we want to look for certainly is the quarterback rotation, with Patrick Ramsey starting against the Titans, followed by through the first half, followed by Chase Daniel to play the second half. I wouldn't look for a whole lot of regulars to be playing for the Saints. Jeff Fisher looks like he's going to start a lot of guys to open the game and into the first half. Again, the key is to come out of this game relatively injury-free. If I'm a Saints fan, I wouldn't have a whole lot of expectations on tonight's game. This is mainly filling out the schedule, the preseason schedule, and again, for those players who need to make a good showing, it's an important time for them. Some of the guys that I'd be looking for on the bubble involve the 4th tight end position with Torrey Humphrey and Tyler Lorenzen. I think Humphrey obviously has the inside track there and will make this roster. Along the offensive line, you've got Nick Leckie and Terrence Metcalf probably going for the 8th or 9th spots along there. Wide receiver Adrian Arrington appears to have a lock on a roster spot, but you never know. Running backs Liddell Betts and Deshaun Wynn, if they go to a 4th running back, and of course the quarterback battle there. Along the defensive front, I think there's still some issues to be settled in the interior of the defensive line. Junior Gillette needs a good showing. I still think he's headed for the practice squad. Linebackers Anthony Waters. With Vilma out, will be Marvin Mitchell in the middle. Anthony Waters will see some action there in the middle. You want to take a look at him. You want to take a look at Casey Adiosu, the guy that they brought in last week. Harry Coleman certainly on special teams. In the secondary, I think you want to take a look at cornerbacks Lee Torrance and Reggie Jones. And I think that's pretty much it. The cuts have to be made by 3 p.m. Saturday. And of course, some of the decisions will come down to what does Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis do with Clint Ingram and Darren Sharper. Do they go on reserve PUP? Do they make the 53-man roster? Do they get waived injured outright? Those questions will be answered in the next 48 hours. But again, tonight's game is important for those players trying to make a last-ditch effort to make this club. Practice resumes Sunday. The way the schedule will work for this team is Friday becomes a normal Monday. Saturday is their day off. It's a Tuesday-like, and then Sunday will be their Wednesday. They'll resume and open serious preparations for the Vikings come Thursday. So for Brian Allee-Walsh from NewOrleans.com, please stay tuned. Stay glued to our website throughout the day and into tomorrow morning for updates on tonight's game through our vlog and our log. And then, of course, tomorrow morning's my morning after. Brian Allee-Walsh from NewOrleans.com. Have a good day.